absolute thoroughbred stroke.
This is what we were saying a little while ago. This is a perfect shot. He stays where he is, he doesn't pull that front leg away, and he hits it right in the middle, and England go into the lead.
And that'll be 4 more. I don't know what Dennis Lilly thinks of all this, but I know what Ian Botham thinks. But it's a marvellous game. So, still no spinner into the attack. Alderman to carry on. Leg by. And Hughes putting a great deal of thought, as you would expect, into his field placings here. And there is the 100 partnership between Ian Botham and Graham Dilley. In just 70 minutes, which have, if they haven't turned the match upside down, they've certainly turned the character of the match upside down. Oopsie.
Things going Graham Dilley's way a bit. He either hits it in the middle or misses it altogether. What is impressive about Graham Dilley is if the ball's bowled straight, he plays it with a straight bat. He really has played the straight deliveries extremely well.
Lovely way for Graham Dilley to get his maiden Test 50. It's really been a splendid innings. magnificent counter-attack by a man who's not just a fine prospect as a fast bowler, but obviously in the all-rounder class. And Graham Dilley currently top of the England batting averages in this series. That's 4 more. Graham Wood having no chance catching it. And there must be a little bit more than frustration as far as Australia are concerned. No, just that nagging feeling of doubt as well.
Yes, whilst there's been some very fine batting here, we've had a little bit of luck, admittedly, but the Australian bowling has really got very, very ragged indeed, which often happens in these situations. But Alderman to continue to Graham Dilley.
And taking up the commentary now, Richie Benaud.
Christopher, and I've been sitting back quite enthralled by what's been going on here. Not a bad crowd for a Monday in here at Headingley, and haven't they had value for money? A marvellous partnership this is. In there, and in the end there was very good running between the two batsmen. And Dilley, I suspect, would have been just a few inches out had Marsh's throw hit the stumps. Still, he's there, and he's really in touch. 56. Both of them is 80. Sensibly is coming around the wicket. Can't afford to give Dilley any room for the stroke on or outside off stump, so he's going to come in on the angle, right arm around the wicket. Just to tuck him up a little bit, cramp him in the drive. The man who returned that ball from the outfield 2 deliveries ago was John Dyson. He was the one earlier I was noting down when we were talking about man of the match. Made 102, John Dyson. Kim Hughes, the other one we mentioned, made 89, and skippered the side well. And what about the non-striker? Now, I wonder what odds the Ladbrokes tend are offering about that non-striker, Ian Botham. Because Botham has made 50 in the first innings, taken 6 wickets. He's made 80 in the second innings, and you don't find too many all-round cricketers in the history of the game who've turned in performances to equal that in a test match. That's the angle Alderman needs to work on with Dilley. Needs to keep him playing straight down the ground.
Good piece of bowling there, just over the corner of the off stump.
I suspect it was always on the cards once Alderman decided that would be his angle of attack. Complete change of angle there. It was always likely to nonplus the left-hander. But what a splendid knock that was from Graham Dilley. 56. Bowled Alderman. And that gives Alderman his 5th wicket. Fine performance again from him. For a tail ender, I reckon Graham Dilley has just slipped himself into the budding all-rounder class. If he can bat like that once, then he can certainly do it again. He's done it before in other games in this series.
And I suspect he just got a little inside edge on this. And an excellent piece of bowling by Terry Alderman. Moved a little bit into him off the seam. And into the leg stump, and out she goes. But a marvellous innings by Graham Dilley, given a great deal of pleasure to this very loyal Yorkshire crowd who just turned up here today when it appeared that England had absolutely no chance of getting even in front of Australia.
Ian Botham, 80 not out of 252, and those runs, the 252, have come from only 69 overs. Quite a performance, that. Tremendous scoring rate. No wonder what Ian Botham thinks about it all. And if his mind's going back to that match in the West Indies when he played a stroke straight down the ground, hit it like a rocket with Viv Richards, and was caught by Michael Holding way down the ground. Probably not all that dissimilar to some of the strokes he played today. It's one of the reasons, I suppose, that everyone keeps telling you this is a strange game. That's away for 4. Sold is starting off nicely. It's almost 5-5 here now, as Old plays that stroke away to the boundary to make the score 256 for 8. Every run really worth 2 to England now. 29 ahead, so it's going to take probably something like 50 minutes to make those 29, and Not all that much time left today. And more runs to be made, and still another 2 wickets to fall. Don't bother looking for that, let alone chasing it. It's going straight into the confectionery stall and out again. A beautiful hit.
What a wonderful follow through. And I think Ian Botham's decided, with Graham Dilley out, that he's going to get his 100 as quickly as he can. 86 he has now. And England's lead, 36 runs.
Just looking at the overall picture of today, 65 minutes to go, 10 minutes between innings, so England are getting close now to making it impossible for Australia to win the match today. And I hasten to say, if Australia wins the match at all. It's been exhilarating stuff this afternoon. That's where there's no man. There are men everywhere else. There's a long off, a deep point, a third man, a deep fine leg, and a deep mid-wicket, all of them on the boundary. The one unguarded spot is extra cover.
A magnificent shot again. Tremendously strong. And that whistle through extra cover.
On 91. Field comes in for Chris Old. out short. And it would have only finished up at bail height. Really latched onto that. Right, and sensibly again, Haldeman is going to switch his attack and come around the wicket. Overs, 6 maidens, 5 for 120 now. Just have a look at his figures, different stages of the day. 11 overs, 2 for 27 at one stage. And then he started off at lunch at 13 overs, 2 for 33. And at tea, 19 overs, 3 for 56. So it's the last 13 overs for 64 runs, and he's picked up 2 wickets as well, but he must be fairly weary now. Bowled pretty well, Terry Haldeman. Ian Botham now, 91, faces Geoff Lawson. Last hour has produced 90 runs. The overall scoring rate, 276 from 72 overs, is quite remarkable. Must be a long time since a test match has produced the second new ball with a total over 300, and that's what will happen here if it keeps going at this rate, a scoring rate of 3.8 per over at the moment. The scoring rates. England 57 runs per 100 balls in the first innings, 63 in this innings, and Australia 43. The over rates, England well ahead of Australia. They bowl 15 an hour, 15.3. Australia 12 and 13. But today it has taken a bit of time fetching the ball back from the boundary. Again, he didn't quite get it, but it's 4. Yes, there was, well, it wasn't quite a thick edge, but it was certainly not in the middle, but it went for 4 and it went very fast. He's 95. Only one slip now. Well fielded. Graham Wood, the man who's gone out of the slip cordon, is just in front of square. Has come into slip, gone round to gully now. That's Border. He was down at fly slip, so there's just a third man. It's a no ball, and it's 4. 99 to both of them. And that's as good as any stroke he's played all day. Safely away for 4. That's a splendid 100. A great innings by Ian Botham. 50 in the first innings, a century in the second, and 6 wickets. A marvellous all-round performance to match some of the others he's produced for England. And a marvellous tribute as well from his teammates, all of whom have gathered. And Mike Brearley is just giving him the word to stick around. But if he sticks around for too much longer, we'll be starting to think in terms of what might England's bowlers do on this pitch. His 7th Test match century, and he faced only 87 balls. 157 minutes, 1619 fours. It's his 14th first-class century. 103 not out, and a really marvellous piece of stroke play.
Well, he must be a very, very happy man, and there, it's all over his face. Isn't that nice? A real word of congratulations from Dennis Lillee. Feel that ball in the middle of the bat again. Fantastic innings. Some really wonderful shots.
That's 4. Now to Chris Holt. Safely away down to Border. And now it's a change of tactics here. 5:15 in the afternoon. England 296 for 8. And Ian Botham is just going to keep the strike going. And that may well have been because of Mike Brearley's wave from the dressing room balcony when Botham had made his 100, just making sure that the innings wasn't thrown away. And all the fielders are back trying to let him have a single now. Won't bother taking that, but he doesn't have to worry about keeping the scoring rate up, because they've been scoring at a fantastic rate, something like, well, almost 4 and over. And this is sensible tactics. He's going to make Kim Hughes make the running now. No need for England to panic and keep throwing the bat. Come back to that little margin I mentioned earlier. Just give me 100 runs to bowl at and I'll be happy. Very chivalrous. I think I might have had Geoffrey Lawson come down and pick it up for himself.
Well, the good tactics here are to play the first 4. He's played 3. Then the field comes in and try and give the last 2 a crack. It's the best way for the senior batsman to maintain control.
That's easily taken. So that's one to take both of them on to 104. Safe and 4. Unorthodox but valuable. And up comes the 300 now. 301 for 8, and what a transformation. 104 to both of them, 25 to old.
Must have been very close, and you can see how disappointed Lawson is, but an inscrutable Welsh face. Missing leg stump.
Of course, the value to Australia of this slowing down of the scoring rate is that now only 8 overs and a ball or so remain before new ball is due, and that would make a big difference to Australia. They'd get a chance to bowl with that tomorrow morning if England is still there.
Lilly at third man, and both of them just literally walks up the pitch. Two balls left of the over for Lawson to try and break through Chris Holt. And that's a good shot by Chris Holt, 4 runs. So he's now looking confident and starting to get into the line to play those shots more orthodox fashion, and he is a great striker of the ball with first-class hundreds to his name. So 309 for 8, and the card of this most extraordinary day's cricket, starting with grim defence by England and apparently inexorable progress by the Australian fast bowlers, suddenly arrested. Now, I wonder whether there were 2 there. There aren't going to be now, that's for certain. Alan Border coming in from the deep mid-wicket boundary. If they'd really gone straight away, there must have been a chance of 2. same again, and the crowd reckon they ought to be running for these. They have faith in their Yorkshire captain's ability to withstand Lawson, but Ian Botham doesn't have so much. Did he get a touch on that? I think that he did, and if so, it was a desperately difficult chance. Yes, no signal from the umpire, so Rodney Marsh did very well to reach it.
Really high, wide and handsome bouncer here. Ian Botham ducking for cover and also getting a top edge. Marsh going absolutely full stretch and just didn't get enough glove to it.
Tipped it over the bar though. And Botham and Old came together at 2.52 for 8. And it seems a long, long time ago that Ian Botham himself came to the wicket. And he's through. So Chris Eld out for 29. He'd stayed there for 53 minutes and he'd prolonged this England counter-attack very effectively. But Lawson getting that vital breakthrough for Australia.
Well, the leg stump Yorker, probably just the one he's been trying to find.
And is that one past border? Superb shot. This has been a leonine innings.
Well, he had a nice practice the one before, so he was really ready for this and knew where he was hitting it.
Safe. Garrett doing his best, but he had no chance. And I would think that as Hughes returns the ball to Lawson, he perhaps is saying no more short ones.
Yes, the funny thing is that that's 3 balls halfway down the wicket, and if a batsman were sort of cowering away from the ball, the umpire would be warning him for intimidation. I think anything's going to intimidate this man at the moment.
and that's the 4th ball of the over, but he's decided to not take the single. He'd back himself to do anything he wanted, I think, at the moment, Ian Botham. So the one saving field has come back into position. Oh, full toss, and where's it gone? Over to 3rd man in the air for 4 runs. And it was very near to being what is called a beamer. Straight at his head, which is an illegal ball now. It says so as much in the laws. And that looked like another one. And Botham's going to be content with 1 run. And Lawson, I'm sure it wasn't deliberate, apologising to Ian Botham, who is helmetless and has never looked in any danger. And now the umpire there having a quick word with Geoff Lawson, and I think telling him that beamers are not on whether they slip or not. There's David Evans, who had a word with Lawson at the end of that over. So what a fantastic day's cricket this has been. 337 for 9, and one just doesn't know what's around the next corner. Again, there might have been 2 in that with a fleet-footed runner, but Bob Willis, not exactly like lightning between the wickets. And with this match unexpectedly going into the final day, I'll tell you in a moment the prices for admission tomorrow. Oh, another great shot. So the lead 105 as we go into probably the final over of this remarkable day's cricket. And it's going to be bowled by Geoff Lawson. 115 the lead, beg your pardon, 115. Lawson to Botham. he's not going to go for the run. Quick run made by Chappell in front of the pavilion. So one consolation for Australia in the last half an hour or so is that England haven't been able to run any twos. On the other hand, they've had plenty of fours and ones. Oh, it's safe. It's going up for his 25th four. And that is Ian Botham's highest test score, surpassing the 137 he made on this ground against India 2 years ago. And it's done more than revive Ian Botham's career. It's positively revived this test series. Magnificent stroke. 4 more runs. Lawson getting tired.
Well, Lawson bowling it down the wicket, and Kim Hughes told him to pitch it up an over before. Said, come on, keep it up, but he's probably too weary. He can't get it up the other end, and these runs keep peppering up on this scoreboard. 123 ahead, England.
Last ball of the day. The new ball will be due tomorrow. And he's got the single he wanted. So he'll have the strike in the morning. This man who has become, once again, a national hero. Ian Botham, 26 fours, a 6, and 145 not out. He came to the wicket when England were in dire straits at 105 for 5. It has been a phenomenal innings. England have moved to 351 for 9.
Ian, what a fantastic performance.
Yeah.
Can you come around this way? So
Yeah.
What do you say about that? Marvellous.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, yes. Bit of luck earlier on, but...
I mean, England, when you went in at about 2:15, were 105 for 5, still 120 odd behind, and facing defeat. Can you just sort of take us through your feelings as that astonishing performance developed?
Well, when I first went in with the wickets, Boyks got out and then Bob Taylor got out. Graham Dilley came in. We just decided we'd just play. The ball's there, have a go at it and hit it. And suddenly we put on 100 runs and things started looking a little bit different. And then we just went on from there. And towards the end, tried to stay there now for tomorrow.
And when it was there to smash, you smashed it.
I had a go, yeah, a few edges, but...
Has any innings, Ian, ever given you more pleasure than that one?
Oh, this is a very good one, yeah, I enjoyed this one, yeah.
And can you cross your heart and say that with the cares of captaincy taken away from you, that you've looked a lot more relaxed and it's been the old Ian Botham again?
I'm not going to say, you know, see, I found myself in the original catch-22 situation, haven't I?
Yeah. Well, what about the state of the match now, Ian? Because a lot of the pundits are left with egg on their faces.
Yeah. Well,
England facing inevitable defeat, etc., etc. And now what? It's over 100 ahead. It's 124, the lead. One wicket to go.
We get another 50 or 60, it might be interesting in the morning. But let's see what happens tomorrow.
Ian, I reckon you want to get in the bath and you deserve it. Tremendous, well played.
Okay. Thank you, Peter. Cheers.